Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about my mom-in-law. Yes, I know, maybe it's a bit unexpected, but the truth is she has a pretty interesting and exciting life story, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And of course, I want to make her happy. Yeah, so this video is about my mom-in-law. Her name is Irina Alexandrovna Rodionova, or for you guys, simply Irina Rodionova. Let's start. My mom-in-law is a full professor. She is a doctor of geography. Yeah, and for many years, she worked in our Russian famous universities. She worked in Moscow State University, which is considered to be the best one that we have here in Russia. And she also worked in People's Friendship University of Russia. Yeah, so up till she turned 70 years old, she was giving lectures, she was performing seminars with the students, she was very, very occupied with her job. Um, Before Corona began, she was very often invited to different types of conferences in Europe, in former USSR countries. She was invited to give lectures in different European universities as well. She has many books that she wrote herself on economical geography. A lot of articles, like numerous amount of articles, and published monographs. So I can say that she is a very famous person in scientific circle. Yeah, and I should add that she's loved by her students. And though now she is not working full time, but she still cannot refrain from not working at all. Although, of course, all of us say you should get some rest. It's time for to relax and just to spend some time for yourself. She still cannot refrain from working. She still works, but right now she works using different programs. She works at a distance because of Corona and everything else like that. Well, you understand, right? So let me give you a few pictures of her in the university with her students. You can see from the pictures that she doesn't only have Russian students, but also students from other countries. And they sometimes go on sightseeing trips, they have parties, they have a special cultural day in the university where international students show their traditions and talk about their countries.
Что нам с вами нужно полюбить эту тему, постараться выявить какие-то общие закономерности, научиться анализировать статистические данные по разным отраслям мировой промышленности и постараться выполнять вовремя все задания.
Oh, I know what you guys are thinking. You probably think that she comes from a family of professors, or she comes from a wealthy family, or from a family with connections, and that's why she managed to get so much in her life. But actually, no, guys, she comes from a very simple family, not from Moscow, from a small city. And she came from Moscow after she graduated school. She came here to get her first high education. And her first education is in cartography. So she is a professional cartographer. Yes. And while she was getting her first high education, she met her husband, the father of my husband and my sister-in-law, and they got married. But unfortunately, the situation in the family, the financial situation in the family was very difficult. For many years, they had to live with their parents-in-law. They couldn't move out because, yes, because of financial difficulties. And having two kids, like raising two kids, was very hard for them. So unfortunately, they broke up. They divorced when my husband was still in elementary school. And she had to raise two of her kids almost by herself. She had to work on several jobs at the same time, and to get the second education at the same time, to get her doctor's degree. So you can imagine that it was definitely not easy. And all that she has today, her status, her success, all of that is a result of a very hard work. Yes. And I definitely respect her. I have a very great respect to her for being such a hardworking person. Definitely, guys. Definitely. And another reason why I love her so much is because she's not only hardworking, but she's a very cheerful, very positive, and very easy person to communicate with. Yeah. You probably think that professors live a pretty dull kind of life, and that working in a university means that you have to deal with books all the time, with some statistical data about economical, things and stuff like that. Guys, you will be surprised to know that people working in in Russian universities, they are actually very cheerful, very very active type of people. Um, Let me give you a few videos on how those people spend their holidays together. You will be surprised. They dance, they act out scenes, try to make everything look funny. By the way, this guy over there in silver pants is actually one of the professors. And this is my mom-in-law in Kazakhstan in one of the universities there while she was giving lectures there. And this is a little scene showing how a not very clever female student is trying to get a good grade at the exam. So yeah, guys, as you probably already understood, my mom-in-law is a very hard-working person. I remember when we just got married, my husband always told his mom, "Mom, you should find something to relax, to help you relax, to help you shift from your work and just to something else. You should find yourself a hobby. Just do something. You don't know how to relax. You spend your every spare minute working." And you know what? My mom-in-law began painting. Yeah, she called us one day and she said, "Hey, I have a photo to show you." And she sent us a photo of her paintings, and we were like, "What's that?" She said, "I did it myself. I painted a painting." And we were like, "What?" Because she never finished any type of art school. She never learned how to paint. She just sit down and began painting. We try to support her in doing that because we think that really great that she has this type of hobby. This is awesome. Like, you have to agree that it's cool that she manages to paint like this without absolutely no art education. So, as you see, my mom-in-law loves to dance. She loves to paint. She also loves reading, especially reading poetry, and she likes reciting poems herself. So, if you want to make if I want to make my mom-in-law happy for her birthday or like for any other special occasion, I ask my kids to learn a poem and to recite it to their grandma. Yeah, of course, my boys are not very eager to do that. So usually they learn poems when they get the assignment from school to do that. But every time I'm making a video of how they are reciting poems, and then I'm sending it to my mama because I know that she will be absolutely happy to see them read poetry. One more thing that I wanted to say is that yes, my mama is a very active type of person. Um, she doesn't only paint, she loves to travel around. And before Corona began, she and her second husband, like, they were traveling around Europe, they were traveling around Russia, they were going on sightseeing tours, like around different Russian cities. She loves visiting museums, she loves attending different concerts, and she loves going to theater. Yeah, so she is very active. She has a very active lifestyle. Yes. And yes, guys, as you already understood, she got married for the second time, but she did it only when her kids graduated from school and were already studying in universities. She told me that yes, it was her goal, to be certain that her kids are okay, you know, that her kids are grown up. And then she told herself that yes, it's time to think about personal life. She didn't only manage to be successful in her career, but she's a good mom. Both of her kids finished school having straight A's. Guys, I think this is already amazing that she managed to raise her kids like this, respectful, educated, and nice people. She's a super mom, and she's also a pretty good grandma. She has one granddaughter and she has three grandchildren, and she loves when we come and visit her at her place. Actually, she loves having guests, and every time we come, she cooks so much. She bakes something tasty, and when we come, we see a table full of food. And she allows kids to do whatever they want in her place, whatever she wants, whenever they want. So I can't say that I'm so happy about it because she sometimes spoils the kids, but aren't grandmas the one that have a right to spoil kids? Yes, I know you guys probably want to ask me what are my relationship with my mom-in-law, how do we get along. I should tell you guys frankly that when I first found out that my future mom-in-law is a professor, I was in shock. I was so afraid because I thought that the first time she meets me, she's gonna start asking me different types of questions on geography, and other things, and she will probably think that I'm not worthy of her son because I'm too dumb. But no, no, she was very welcoming. The first time she saw me, she was so happy to meet me. She was so happy by the fact that her son is getting married that I got such a big relief on our first meeting. I was just so, whew. Oh, luckily she's okay. Yeah. I cannot say that we didn't have any frictions or like we didn't have any conflicts in the family. Probably the hardest time for us was when we got our first son, because older generation always likes to give advice, and I'm not that kind of person to follow the advice. I'm very stubborn. I'm stubborn, and whenever I decided that I want something that way, it means I'm gonna get that way. I'm not gonna move anywhere from my decision. So yes, we did have a few difficult years, but now everything is okay and we have a pretty nice and stable relationship. She can call me and we can talk for an hour non-stop. We can discuss the family, kids, education, politics, art, anything, just anything. Um, I cannot say that we meet each other often, but we do have pretty nice communication. And she often tells me that I remind her of herself when she was younger. And the first time that she saw me, she said, "Gosh, you remind me of myself when I was younger." So I guess we do share some common features. Yeah, like that's probably why we get along pretty well. So, so guys, that was it for today. My video about my mom-in-law. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you in my other videos. Bye bye.
Отчитываюсь, продолжаю работать над учебниками, научными статьями и пишу картины. Вон они у меня на заднем плане. А для вас я хотела прочитать стихотворение. «Гимн жизни» называется. И молодость прошла давно, обратно не воротится, и многих уж не дано, а все равно жить хочется. Хандра порой наотмашь бьет, незваный гость бессонница, и печень голос подает, а все равно жить хочется. Суставы яростно скрипят, и сердце так колотится. Болячек, как на пне опят, а все равно жить хочется. Таблеток россыпь на столе, да и ковид охотится. Давление скачет по шкале, а все равно жить хочется. Душа еще чего-то ждет, еще куда-то просится. А жизнь идет, и пусть всегда жить хочется.